I guess you can say it's just the essence of driving kind of an older car that you've chased for so long. That means so much to you when you drive it hard, and that's kind of like the fulfillment you get for something like this. So my dad, he had a 1986 Volkswagen Vanagon. It was a stick shift car. And I don't know, I guess Vanagons and Porsches, Volkswagens and Porsches are always like one and the same, if you want to call it that. As a kid, I'd always sit in the driver's seat. It was stick shift, so I'd sit in it, rev the engine, and I'd pretend it was something that was a Porsche, or a 911, if you want to say. And that was always the dream. And so that's how the love for Porsche started. I'd always subscribe to this magazine called Excellence, Porsche magazine, when I was a kid, and I'd always dream that I'd buy the cars in those readers ads that they would have for sale, and that was just something I'd do in my spare time. Just look through them, pick the car I wanted, and hope that one day I'd get one. This is my 1989 Porsche 964 Carrera 4. I've had this for about, I don't know, I think I got it in 2016, and I purchased it from a gentleman in Tustin, California. I would say my background putting cars together was Hondas. I had an RSX that I did a lot of street racing. I did track events, quarter-mile track or 1/8 at Irwindale. And then I transitioned into the S2000. And I met so many people in the Honda community that helped me put together the car, helped me kind of design how you want to put the car together in your head, and helped me put those little extra accents that most people don't think of and make it pop. And so I transitioned my Honda background of putting stuff together into a Porsche realm. I saw this car on Craigslist, and it was also on Facebook, and I kind of put two and two together. This guy is probably not some scammer, and so I called the guy up, and what was interesting is this car particularly was kind of his street track build that he was finishing, and he just didn't finish it. The motor was rebuilt, suspension was done, the paint was even done, and it just got out of paint about 2 months before I took ownership of it. So when I bought it, him and his wife kind of just said, you could take, if you pay us the money, you could take everything in the garage. Everything. So I took the tools, I took jack stands, I took 2 trips to pick up the extra stuff, parts, and the car, obviously. When I first purchased the car, it wasn't, how do I say this? It's not my style, but I can clearly see the gray-black color being a choice of what I'd want to do. So looking at it, I can think of some styling cues that I could delete off of his build and put my own touches on it. So when I took it on, it had some interesting CCW wheels that kind of didn't go for me, but it went for him. I just started to put my own taste and flavor into it. Stock, this car comes with 247 horsepower. That's what Porsche says. As a rebuild, I did intake, header, exhaust. I deleted the cat. I have a aftermarket Steve Wong chip on here. I have a mass airflow sensor, and I don't know. I've read articles where people say, "Oh, this car should make 290 horsepower now at the wheels or whatnot." I haven't dynoed the car. I'm just gonna spitball it and say it's at 275 horsepower, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. Haven't dynoed it, but it runs strong, it runs healthy, just enough horsepower. People always ask, hey, what year is this car? If you're not into Porsches, people always ask if this is the new model, especially at the gas station. What year is this? Oh, I can't believe it's a 1980 car. I get some reactions that love it. I love how you put it together. The stance is right. The motor sounds great, and then I get those people that tell me, oh, you ruined it with, did you put Japanese wheels on? Are those Japanese wheels? That's not right. Or you punched holes in your deck lid, you're not supposed to do that. Or your car is too loud, it's not supposed to be like this. I'm not gonna fight them. If you think my car is ugly, then my car is ugly to you. I'm not gonna convince you. This is definitely what I think is an extension of myself. The way I put together the car, I definitely wanted a more race feel, race look, but also not just any type of race look. I kind of was chasing a Japanese race look. I know I live in America. This isn't Japan, but I think about these things when I mod the car enough for, I want to gain the respect of the past crowd, the older crowd, and the new crowd. You know, I know a lot of people are gonna ask, hey, how come you don't stencil your tires? That's cool, but I don't know if that's gonna work for me. Like I said, I still want to gravitate to an older crowd and a young crowd, as well as I want to execute for myself too. So when people give me ideas of what to do, I will listen to it, but I also will think, will it execute well for myself? I think the outside is, oh, you have to be rich to have this, or you're a rich kid, or the guy's a prick, or he must be a doctor, or he's a doctor's kid or a dentist's kid, or I don't know, something along those lines. I don't know. I don't want to be. I'm not, and I don't like the way that that's perceived. But I don't know. I just for me, it's hard work. You know, even if you don't have a Porsche, if you have a Honda, a Toyota, your hard work will show. And that's the all-around goal, right? You want to build something that, well, for a builder, you want to build something that gets known and recognized. Most people think, oh, you have a Porsche, oh my God, it's so fast, you can go up the canyons. I come from an S2000. So the S2000 was such a great car. It balances very well. It doesn't have a lot of horsepower, but the gearbox is great. And then I jump into a car that's 30 years older than that. So it's not exactly the greatest, but it can hold its own. Yeah, the suspension's upgraded, the brakes are upgraded. It's nice to drive, but this car is a throwback analog car. And it's just enough analog for me to enjoy it. And it's just, I guess you can say it's just the essence of driving kind of an older car that you've chased for so long, that means so much to you when you drive it hard. And that's kind of like the fulfillment you get for something like this. If I have a stressful work week and I usually go to a Cars and Coffee on a Saturday morning, that drive, I drive about 45 minutes away from my local Cars and Coffee. It's like the best, one of the stress relieving things to do. I love it. I have my music playing on Spotify, and I take the drive. I'm usually by myself. Sometimes my wife comes along, but it's nice. I don't have to be driving with 5 other Porsches. I like driving by myself because it's just a hard reset on my mind, and it makes me feel good. Having one of these cars, there's groups, right? I guess I'm considered the air-cooled or the modern air-cooled group that I'm part of. I would say it's like a brotherhood. I wouldn't say, no, you can't sit with us type deal. I hope not, because I don't want to be perceived as someone like that. You know, they say people that drive BMWs or Porsches are pricks or whatnot. That's not what I want, you know. I want to be the guy that passes down the information to the next generation, or to welcome somebody, because everyone starts out somewhere. And for me, I wasn't born into Porsches. I was just born into loving cars. That's what has come about for this whole thing. I don't know if there's an I didn't moment. For me, as a putting cars together, there's always something to do. This is probably the best way to think about it. So if you play a video game and you have the cheat code and you have, I don't know, like I don't know what games you guys play these days. So back in Nintendo days, I played this game called Contra, and you get 50 lives if you put the right code in, right? It's not rewarding at the end because you cheated the whole system, right? So for a car, if you had all the money and you put it together, I don't know, in a span of a month, it's not as rewarding. It's definitely not as rewarding. So with the motor being down or car being sent out to paint or some type of big project on this car needs to be done, and you wait and you work hard for what it is, it's that much more cherishable. Well, for me it is, because if I could put together this car in a month, great. But putting together a Porsche isn't easy. It takes time, a lot of money. A motor rebuild can take anywhere from, I don't know, 2 months to 2 years. But you know, I'm fortunate enough to like put things together. But yeah, I cherish the downtime. I cherish because I know at the end it's worth it. I'm Jared, and this is behind the wheel of my 1989 964 C4.
Are you looking to save hundreds on your homeowners and auto insurance? Well, then I highly recommend Sammy Kotab with Farmers Insurance. He's walked me through the entire process and actually explained to me the coverages on my policy and answered any questions that I had thoroughly. He's helped me save hundreds, and I know he can do the same for you as well. Call him today at 562-691-9100. The number is 562-691-9100.